Will you look back when you're old and gray and think those dumb kids had a lot to say when we were trying to make this night one you'd remember? I don't care if my wheels don't turn, I don't care if my pipe don't burn, as long as I am flowing through your veins after I'm gone away.
It's Thursday night and you know what that means.
Are you ready for Mario Kart? And we're going to get probably people say that we've not picked the top 16 that should be there, and there's honourable mentions ahead. I'm sure there is. But without further ado, going to bring on the guests. We have got Andy, Laura and Darcy, the Joneses. How you doing?
Yay!
Are you ready to talk about Mario Kart in great length?
Yes, I am.
I just want to, it sounds really weird. I know we could give there's 96 tracks on this game, and I know I could give everyone an honourable mention. But one that didn't make the bracket that I think Darcy voted for in her top 5 was Calamari Desert. And as soon as I saw it, I thought, the one thing it did well, and I want to say this because it's not in the bracket tonight, it made a boring track from the N64 game enjoyable again because it changed the route and you had to go through the tunnel instead of just, I don't know if anyone remembers it now, I'm just waffling on, but
I didn't actually realise that was an N64 track.
That was in my top 5 until I bumped it out for Moon Meadows.
Yeah.
Because on the original N64 it just went round a circuit, but on Mario Kart 8 it then changes the route on the second lap. You have to go through the tunnel with the train coming the other way, and it's like, I thought originally on the N64 that was a very boring track, and then I just when I saw it, I just thought, it's not made it, and it's not in my top 5, but it helped make a boring track enjoyable. No one else agree? No one else agrees. Okay.
To be fair, I didn't notice it. Like, I didn't notice at all.
But talk about.
Everybody in the
Can I show the bracket? So first, we're going to talk about Mount Mario and Moo Moo Meadows.
This is in the top left corner.
Yeah, I just want to say before we talk about it, Moo Moo Meadows. Oh, you're missing out, Gareth. Not paid the extras 48 tracks. Moo Moo Meadows was the only one, apart from me, that everyone else at least put in, even if it was last on their votes. So it's like, it's probably no one's absolute favourite, but it's probably everyone seems to like it.
I think as soon as the cows get in the middle of the road, it's calamity, and that's all I'm going to say.
But I have hopefully got some clips.
And they look so happy as well. They're like,
Because I think it's too short. That's why I didn't put it up in my top 5.
Yeah, it's quite short, isn't it, out of them all?
I like the bit where there's like the molehills where you can kind of jump over them. It's my favourite.
Oh, yeah.
Get the boost. Did you get the turbos off those or not?
Yeah. It's quite a few as well if you get them in the right order.
How much of people, including this, was down to the fact it's got the cheeky cows in it, like the cow on the photo for the track, and then all these cows here? Did that play it in anyone?
Yeah, I like the cows crossing.
It's when you get on the last one, they're like a lot more in the middle of the track, and obviously everyone's got their sort of like, I would say weapons and stuff, but you know what I mean, like the box with the question mark. So it's just like everyone's just at each other at that point with the last round, and the last lap, sorry, and then and then people just get knocked into cows, and it's just, I just find it quite amusing.
We're going to talk about that, and we're talking about Mount Mario, which I mean, try and defend whichever one and jump in, any of you want to talk about. But I just want to say about Mount Wario, I like the fact it's one of the tracks that's actually a sprint rather than 3 laps. So just split into, so you get a rough idea how close you are to the end. It's split into 3 sections, but it's a sprint rather than 3 laps from start to finish. I don't know what you think about that.
I'm not too sure on this one because I think I only ever played it once or twice. To be fair, it sounds a bit silly, but yeah.
Yeah, Laura seems to like this one. I don't really know why.
Oh, well, I just liked that. Yeah, it continued. It wasn't laps, so it was always something new.
Yeah.
What does Darcy think?
Yeah.
We haven't played that much, I don't think, have we? Only a couple of times. We started going through each of the kind of championships last night in order to try and identify which tracks we liked. where we realised how many tracks there were when we started kind of doing it. It's quite a few.
96 apparently. Well, there is 96. Yeah.
We got
Thank you for joining part of Pulse, though. It's nice to see you.
But since we're talking about Mario and Mimi Meadows to begin with, I don't know if we want to start voting yet. We've got a few to get through, but I would argue that Mimi Meadows is very simple, and maybe that's a good thing to vote for. But I think compared to, because these 16 I got from us putting our top 5 through, and then I asked a few other people who aren't on the show tonight, and then I looked at a few lists online, and when I got the 16, I then randomly generated which ones would face each other in the first round.
Mm-hmm.
But out of these two, I would have to say Mount Wario's got a lot more going for it, I think. But I don't know if anyone wants to jump in and defend Mimi, because Mimi Meadows seemed like the one that all 4 of you included in your top 5, albeit I think everyone put it in the 5th place, but everyone remembered it. It was memorable.
Is it the people in the comments that are making the decision then for this? Or...
No, we'll all have a vote
we'll
each.
have a vote each.
Yeah.
Okay.
They can decide whether they hate us for it afterwards. But
yeah, I think Moo Moo Meadows just because it can
Yeah,
let everyone. But
everyone can join in on Mount Wario.
I don't know. It's like I don't know. It just seems.
I thought no one wants to commit now. Everyone's like, I don't know.
It just seems more hilarity behind it, but I don't know. Each to their own. But I can't really say because I've not really played the other one. So.
Oh, Pulse knows too much.
Ah.
I don't think it takes too much skill because you can just do the turbo turns off the molehills, like Andy said. I don't know if Andy wants to defend one of them before we decision here.
Defend one of the other tracks for me.
No, Mount Wario or Mimi Meadows before we move on to the next one.
100% Mimi Meadows.
Yeah?
The Mount Mario one, there's bits of it where there's no sides to the track, which just I can't do.
Oh, you don't like ones where you can fall off?
Yeah. As soon as you're able to fall off, I'll fall off. So yeah, I hate
that's
the
kind of
tracks.
just done the opposite of what Park Pulse has committed.
Yeah.
Yes, no Bowser Castle tracks. Although I did make one rule: if no one had included a Rainbow Road, I was gonna include one, but someone did pick a Rainbow Road, so that's coming up later on. But yeah, Bowser Castle. I think for me, it would always be the GameCube tracks would always win. I think that's the best Mario Kart. But since we're talking about these 2 tracks, I'm gonna pick Mount Wario. I think Andy's picked Mimi Meadows. Haven't you, Andy?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, I'm completely torn between those 2.
They were both on your list, weren't they?
Mount Wario, I'd go for. Was my favourite. I like the variation.
You got for Mount Wario then?
Yeah.
Do you want to go next, Darcy?
Situation over.
Darcy, do you want to go next?
Mimi Meadows or Mount Wario?
Moo Moo Meadows.
Do you know what? That puts a lot of pressure on you now.
I've told you.
Are you going for Mimi Meadows as well?
I'm going for Moo Moo Meadows.
So Mimi Meadows is going to go through.
He's good.
Because there was
I'm the one at the end for the decision.
because there was so
Why
much
me?
there's so much differential that could happen here because this is a live show. I haven't actually done graphics so I can just show everyone the bracket at different times, but there was so many differentials I'd have to do in case such and such won. But so there's no fancy graphics for that, but it looks like Mimi Meadows going to go through. But the next ones.
Small branches have put Mount Wario.
Oh, Mount Wario's gone now.
In fact, there's a few of you that have put Mount Wario.
Mount Wario. Oh, Mount Mario. That's a new one. Mount Mario's upside down of Wario, so you go up the hill. But the next one is Shy Guy Falls and Sweet Sweet Canyon. I've got videos for all these. But what I'll say is looking back at these, I never realised because I'm so into the race, just how much you're not the right way up a lot of the time on these tracks. I think it's impressive. But I think this one, and we have got it later on, this one reminds me a lot of Thwomp Ruins. So if they both end up getting that far, I don't know which one I'll pick.
Oh,
but
yeah, you go like 90 degrees.
it reminds me a little bit of Wild Woods as well. But then you've got this road, but this is actually towards the sky.
Yeah.
But you don't realise that while you're racing it, but when you look in the background. But I like this. I like these larger ones. I don't know if you want to jump in with anything. I will show Sweet Sweet Canyon in a minute. I think this one's got more to it, but I think Sweet Sweet Canyon has got the fact that it's just so gimmicky with the fact it's got cakes and things.
There's quite a few bits of this track where you can kind of drift for quite a while as you go around different colours, which is quite cool. You kind of flow into each other.
How are you getting on with the drift now? Are you starting to master it?
Yeah, I won't say master it, but I'm better.
He's rubbish.
I'm better.
He's rubbish.
I'm better.
He's rubbish.
Beat you.
Slow.
I like the little gingerbread men in the crowd. I don't know if that's gonna affect anyone's vote today.
Everything you say that you like, and it's like I like it too.
What's weird when you watch videos like this when you're not playing, you actually notice more.
Yeah, you look at the scenery.
Yeah, that's weird.
That's what I mean about the tracks where you're not upright, and then you notice how impressive it is when you watch it back.
Oh, I've
But I
never
don't-
noticed the ribbons above the road either.
They could have made
Laura
those-
just said she notices the scenery because she's normally in it.
I don't know. There's a bit where you can go off the edge of the track there, Andy. I think that's going to be a downvote for you, isn't it?
Is that
Yeah.
There's a bit where you go off the edge of the track and you can go through a big loop thing, but you've got to get it at the right angle.
I hate
That
those.
one there.
Oh,
You
yeah.
can go through it sometimes, but not always.
Gareth says
I
he
did-
prefers OG America.
I hate the bits of track as well where there's like mud that creep onto the edge of the track and you can't see it very clearly until you hit it and it just goes right down.
Oh,
I don't know if people in the comments have one they prefer of this. I'll go last this time, but I know which one I'll vote for. But
I'll
I
go
don't know. Do you want to say anything good or bad about it? Try and convince the Joneses what to vote for?
I don't know actually. I mean, I do like the sort of like cake theming. At the same time, I do like Shy Guy Falls, so I'm kind of like stuck between the two on this one.
Do you want someone else to go first?
Yeah, please.
Let's let Laura go first. She can talk us through it. Or the cat.
The
Get down. Come on.
The cat just fall off into a bunch of VHS tape.
switch off as you went.
I'll vote for Shy Guy Falls because there's quite a few bits of it where you can drift quite well and there's kind of it just flows into each other.
I really love both these tracks.
Didn't you put Sweet Sweet Canyon as one of your 5?
Mine.
No, Laura.
I did.
Yeah.
And Shy Guy.
Oh, you put Shy Guys as well.
I'm going to remind myself which ones I put on so I don't look stupid.
I've got them
You
somewhere.
remind me.
Well, I'm assuming when I say I did,
Does
Yeah.
Darcy know which one she... You don't have to vote for it if you prefer Chuck.
You put both on.
yeah, I know, I'm really torn.
Does Darcy know what she wants to vote for?
All the brackets are like my favourite ones.
What's it
Sweet Canyon. That one.
Or
Yeah,
Shy
well-
Guy?
I want Sweet Sweet Canyon!
Oh, there we go. Rachel agrees. What about Laura? What does Laura want?
Yeah, probably Sweet Sweet Canyon. It's just cute.
Do you want to vote next?
I quite like the Shy Guy Falls.
Want to vote for Shy Guy Falls?
I quite like the Shy Guy Falls.
Do you want to look at it again? It looks pretty
Because it would-
epic.
I don't know.
Just look at that mountain.
I do quite
That's
like
a mountain,
Shy
that
Guy
is.
Falls.
Is that what you're voting for? Or are you going to vote
And the
switch
fact
to
that
Sweet
the Shy-
Canyon?
And I remember driving through it once, and I was like, "Oh my gosh!" Even the Shy Guys are like up to stuff in the background as well. And then I got distracted a little bit.
Sweet.
during the
Everyone
game.
in the comments is saying Sweet Canyon.
The Sweet Canyon.
What are you going for?
I'll go for Sweet Canyon.
Yeah.
It was fun. And when you get crash into the ice cream cones, that was
So I don't even have to vote on that one, do I? Sweet Canyon's gone through.
Mhm.
So I would have voted Shy Guy Falls, to be fair. I don't know if that means anything, Andy. I would have voted for the Shy Guy Falls. I do like those kind of... there's like 2 or 3 tracks I put with
They're
them.
the cones.
They could have made those cones candy corn, I think.
Mm.
So now we've got Thwomp Ruins or Dolphin Shoals, I believe.
Yeah, I agree, Part Pulse. It does remind me of Wreck-It Ralph as well. I think that's probably why I quite like it.
Because I think Thwomp Ruins is very similar to Shy Guy Falls. This is in the next bracket. It's just got that kind of weird thing about going around like a mountain / ruin / I think it's very similar to Wild Woods as well. There's a kind of style to these certain tracks. Are you going to go first when we vote today?
No.
No. Oh, the sweet one, yeah, definitely. They should make a game of that, like a real game. But yeah, Swamp Ruins. There's some really cool bits on here to.
I like
that's
that.
the taken.
I like that bit that's just gone past there where you can hit the middle and you can kind of get to airtime and go right the way through.
I always hit the sides and just try and guarantee that I'm not going to hit anything.
I always hit the sides anyway. But...
I can never get that ramp on the left, but then this bit I normally get enough air that I'm past the line before I hit the floor. Depends what CC we're playing on. Do you remember when I switched it to 200cc and no one was ready and we're just all flying around?
You couldn't even go around corners. It was ridiculous.
So Thwomp Ruins, all we've got Dolphin Shoals, which I think was one of the 5 that Darcy picked.
Yeah.
I do like the. I know it sounds really weird. I do like the start line on this, just with the coral on it, like the actual sign. But nothing of note on this stands out to me apart from the bit where it goes sort of. I don't know if it's underwater, but it's in a cave, and it reminds me of Mount Wario, where you go in the cave. This bit coming up.
Is this the bit where you go on the back of the
that long eel? Yeah, I think it's an eel.
Sorry.
It might be a whale. I might be wrong. There it is.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
You can get a lot of boosts off that spine.
I remember when we went on that when I went on this one for the first time. I went, what is this? And I didn't know where we were going.
A lot of these remind me of like parts of roller coasters as well. It was like some of the helixes you get on these tracks.
I'm not a massive fan of underwater tracks in general.
No, I'm not either.
I prefer to be above the water.
Do you hold your breath when you're racing? Is this?
No, if I did that, I forget how to breathe again if I did that. So, like a goldfish.
You have to take more risk, Mike.
Yeah, well, I can't remember what I was just mentioning. I was mentioning that. The bit on Thwomp Ruins, yeah. No, I'm not going through the middle on that. There's no point. There's no point in going up the walls either. You just stick to the plan, win the race. That's all you need to do. He likes the flying part. I don't like the flying parts. I actually think the flying parts are a bit boring. And what I didn't realise, and we're going to see it later on with Coconut Mall, the video I got, someone actually didn't take the airborne bit near the end of the lap and went through another bit that I didn't know about. And it seemed like that was much quicker than actually going up in the air and back down. But we'll get to that later on. But I'm going to go... I don't know if people want to talk about them more, but I'm just going to say my vote is Swamp Ruins. Because I like that. I don't know if I'm making sense, but there's a style to that and Shy Guy Falls and Wild Woods. There's a certain... It's hard to explain. There's a style to the track and that the graphics in it, and I like it. I like Swamp Ruins.
Yeah, that gets my vote as well. Definitely.
Yeah, and my vote.
I don't have to vote. What would Darcy have voted for? Oh, she would have voted for Dolphin Shoals.
Yeah.
I would have gone with Darcy on that one.
You don't like Swamp Ruins?
No.
Oh.
I'm such a big kid at heart, honestly.
I'll tell you what.
Just because I remember sitting back in the sofa and going on the back of the eel and going, what is this? And freaking out.
I'll tell you what, for anyone who likes Christmas, we've got Merry Mountain coming up, which is a Christmas themed one.
Ooh.
Now, is that not a good track? Look at that train. Look at that train fly.
You mean the sleigh? Or is it a train?
It is an actual train.
An actual train. Ooh.
Rachel would have voted for Dolphin Shoals as well. Pulse had no opinion on the last one. I think Dolphin Shoals didn't have enough to stand out. Like, if I remember it now, I can't remember anything that stands out on that one. This is a deluxe track, yeah. I think, was this on... I can't remember if this was on the booster pack, but it was a new track. It wasn't a classic revamped.
I gotta admit, this was quite a favourite for some of us over, like, with friends and stuff, especially over Christmas as well. Like, it was quite a fun...
Yeah, I actually forgot about this one to a certain degree. I actually do quite like this one.
Is that good or bad, though, that you forgot about it?
I don't know. It's actually, now remembering it, yeah, when we were playing it with a couple of different people, it was a lot more fun than some of the other tracks that we play multiplayer.
But that's going up against a classic, Toad Harbor.
Yeah, which is my favourite track in the entire game, so it's not really...
Really?
Yep.
Even though they spelled harbour wrong.
It's
The American way.
Yeah.
Park Pulse is going to forget me about that.
the track in the game.
I think this track is decent. It reminds me a lot of the
this bit
Daisy
here
thing.
from going to the market that I like.
It reminds me of
Yeah.
like, is it Daisy Square? There's another one on the game. I'm sure it's themed to Daisy and it takes place in like a town. But I think this is a solid track, but I think this is a solid track to play, but it doesn't strike me as I go, that's one of my favourites. But I wouldn't say it's rubbish either. But it wouldn't stand. It'd be a mid. It's a perfect mid track for me, I think.
I like the bits like that when you go up on the side with all the
Yeah.
boosters. I love the tracks that have got those in.
I like this bit.
Yeah.
See, this has got a certain style to it as well. It reminds me of Sunrise Airport and Coconut Mall. It's got that kind of slightly cartoony compared to what we just saw with like Thwomp Ruins. That was like more realistic graphics. And this Toad Harbor, Delfino Square. Oh yeah, we're talking about Super Mario Sunshine. I don't know. Have you got anything to say about these tracks?
I would say anybody else like Darcy got anything to say about them?
What does Darcy think? Do you want to see more Merry Mountain?
Toad Harbor.
It's a train and a sleigh.
No, it isn't.
Two.
Actually, no. Merry Mountain is my favourite because I played Toad Harbor too much.
Just going to vote for Merry Mountain.
Yeah, I do like that one. Yeah, I think I'll go for Merry Mountain too.
2 votes for Merry. I'm guessing Andy will go for Toad Harbor, will he?
Yep.
Which one did you go for?
I've not voted yet.
Oh,
So it's Toad Harbor 1, Merry Mountain 2. What are you voting for?
I quite like Merry Mountain.
You're going to
It
vote
has-
for Merry
it has
Mountain?
basically, but very similar to Toad Harbor. But I think it's also the sentimental value as to why I like it as well.
So you'd vote for Merry Mountain?
So I think it might be like a sort of Christmas tradition. Just playing it over Christmas.
So the Merry Mountain goes through. I would have voted for Merry Mountain. I'm a fan of Christmas-themed things in video games that you don't necessarily always play at Christmas. I know it sounds weird. Like, there's very few of them out there. But I also like this track, weirdly enough. I didn't realise this till we were doing the bracket. My favourite track to play on Formula 1 video games is always Montreal in Canada. And the layout of it, apart from the verticality, it's actually very similar. It's got goes round, it's got a few S-bends, gets to the top, turns round, and it has a straight that's the length of the whole track. And I'm like, it's really weird when I thought about it like that because this is my favourite track on the game. I didn't want to say that earlier to kind of give anyone a clue what I was going to vote for. But as
this
unexciting as parts of it are, this is my favourite track on the game.
This bit here where you go up the side of the wall, like, you know, you just scoop.
I never do that. I
down
use a turbo
again.
turn to go on the inside
I always do that bit.
because that takes time to go up there. But yeah, this is my favourite track on the game. Take that as you want. I know it's not that exciting for some people, but I just think it's cool.
Yeah. So
Merry Mountain goes through. I don't know if the comments agree with that. I don't know if Park Pulse agrees. Don't know. Next, we have got. I don't know if anyone wants to look at the bracket because it's quite. I don't know how big that appears on the TV, but we've got 2 really good ones coming up actually for when we play online. See, I find it quite interesting playing it when it's not Christmas as well. It's like when I play. If anyone's played Arkham Origins, that Batman game, that takes place on Christmas Eve. And there's an old game on Dreamcast called Blue Stinger that takes place at Christmas. That's weird. That's a horror game. But we've got 2 really good ones coming up next. We've got Squeaky Clean Sprint and Coconut Mall. Now, as much as I like the ones from the original Wii, I'm not as connected to that because when that came out, they changed how the turbo turns work. On the GameCube, you just flick it twice and boost.
Yeah.
And on the Wii, you have to wait for the drift. But when the Wii game came out, I didn't like it as much as GameCube, so I didn't play it as much.
Yeah.
So I'm not as connected to those, but
So
Squeaky Clean Sprint.
I quite like Squeaky Clean Sprint because every time I go on there, I seem to pick a different route.
Oh, Park Pulse says it's the
Even
greatest of
though-
all time.
Even though it goes round like different sort of like it goes round practically the same, but there is bits to the side that you can just go up and stuff. And the fact that it actually does like a jet wash of water in one of the
I'll tell you what's
sinks and
coming
then
up.
go up on another part of the track.
what's coming up after this? There's another character that plays, and I've got a clip. They take an extra shortcut I didn't know about. So we're all going to get to learn something in a minute. But in response to Rachel, Twisted Mansion is coming up later on. Twisted Mansion didn't make the cut. But I think Squeaky Clean Sprint is probably one of the best.
And it kind of reminds me of a certain ride as well.
Is it the Log Flume Alton Towers?
That, as well as another ride in Tressington.
Bubble Works.
Oh, Bubbleworks.
Yeah. They remind me of both of them.
Gareth always plays as
There you
Yoshi.
go.
Here we go. So they take that shortcut, right? Round here, we all know about this shortcut. I didn't know about this bit. Bang, go to the right.
Yeah, that's the one that I kept. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know about that bit.
Yeah.
Because that's going to add a lot of speed. Probably going to take that shortcut all the
That's
time
why I
now.
always seem to take different ones. Like, it depends where I am on the track as to where you go, basically. It sounds random, but...
Got Coconut Mall, which, as much as I didn't like the Wii game, this is one of the, like... If you said Mario Kart Wii, there's about 3 tracks I'd go, that track, that track, that track, that's Mario Kart on the Wii. And this is one of them. But I don't know what you think about Coconut Mall, Stacey.
I think that I like it, but I find it infuriating when you go near the escalators, because if you pitch it at a wrong point, it just goes, and I think that's it for me with the race. I'm just like, oh.
It sounds really weird because you can
The
do
arrows
this
change.
on any... Look, it goes this way. It looks like it might actually be quicker. The thing about this track is, I don't know, because it's not thin, and it's not I mean, it's not the longest track, but it's not short. Whenever we're on this track, the group seems to stay together a lot. No one goes really far in front, and it feels like when we're racing online together, because we play online with the Joneses, I think, and a few other people, it feels like an actual race. It feels like there's no skill involved in it. It's like everyone just goes for it, and anyone can. I like that. I like that about Coconut. I don't know if anyone else agrees with that. It feels like everyone's pretty much bunched up for the whole of that race, and it just feels
You
like
can't escape
competing.
like the shells.
It's not like a few of us go off the head and then.
I was just going to say you're being very polite, Mike, in saying that you didn't just disappear off into the distance.
Well, no, Coconut Mall. It seems like. I'll tell you what, James is better than me at Mario Kart, so Dark Shadow. So.
Yeah, considering how long James has been playing, he's pretty awesome at it.
Cat doesn't like Mario Kart anymore. There is a form of track editor on the Wii, but that involves mods, so I'm not going to talk about that on the show. But
No.
there is still a Mario Kart Wii community online, but you have to be able to access the server, but that still exists. Having said that, I don't know who wants to vote first today, right now.
I've already made my decision.
What's your decision going to be?
It was the what were the names again? Sorry.
Squeaky Clean Sprint and Coconut Mall.
Squeaky Clean Sprint for me.
See, I'm half expecting you to kind of say one's really good and then just swing, like, go completely 180 and just pick the other one, throw us off.
No.
What does, we'll ask Darcy first. What does Darcy think?
I agree with Stacey.
Yay!
Squeaky Clean Sprint.
I just get
I
happy
do like
memories
it.
of the rides as well. So
I like the fact, because this was one of the newer ones, and when it came out, it's a new track, because a lot of the new content was just, we're bringing back the old tracks from the older games, and this was quite a surprise as well.
Part Pulse has put Coconut Mall. Rachel's put Coconut Mall. I think
Pressure
Gareth-
on
I think
me,
Gareth put
Laura, and
Coconut-
Andy.
Oh no.
Coconut Mall for me.
What does Laura?
Yeah, Coconut Mall for me.
Mike, do the squeaky.
Okay.
Wow.
What the last
Gareth's
word?
put the Squeaky Clean Sprint.
Yeah,
I'm
that.
stuck right now because Squeaky Clean Sprint is fun and it's a new track. But part of me is like, Coconut Mall is iconic. Like, the amount of people like that talk about it, and even like Coasters with Moi commented on the Instagram post about this show tonight and was like, Coconut Mall was the one he said. He was like, Coconut Mall. And it's really difficult because
It's the escalators that do it for me.
Yeah.
I think it's just the fact it's iconic.
There's quite a few bits where you can kind of jump as well when you go over the fountains and stuff. similar to the Moving Meadow one, where you can get the kind of sequential jumps to get the speed up.
I'm going to have to go with the Squeaky Clean Sprint though, because
Yeah!
this is going to hate me for that. But I think Squeaky Clean Sprint is a more fun track, especially online. As much as I like in a different bracket, Coconut Mall would have gone through. I think. I mean, not against Merry Mountain, but it probably would have gone through against anything else. But it happened to be against Squeaky Clean Sprint, which is just, you got a rubber duck wearing a Mario hat. You can't really disagree, but it's really fun. It reminds me of Micro Machines, actually.
Yeah.
I was literally just going to say that. It reminds me of Micro Machines. There used to be a Micro Machines game, like top down almost.
Yeah. I think we've got it actually, haven't we? Micro Machines.
They do look like the Travelators on Gladiators, yeah. There's a lot of eighter words there. Escalators on Travelators.
Has no one noticed the tapes then in the Squeaky Clean as well?
Well, we're too busy watching the track.
There's cassette tapes in it. There you go.
Well, the next one might be difficult. Wildwood, look at that. What a beautiful track. What I didn't realise till I got the footage for this was the start line is up a tree. You're looking up as you start. You're not flat. I never realised that before. I wasn't paying attention. You're looking at the top of the tree there. Then it goes round. Do you like Wild?
I absolutely love
It was one of the 5 I picked, and you picked Park Pulse. Makes a good point. What's a cassette tape? Yeah, it's before your time, Park Pulse, I think.
Oh, dear.
It's a bygone era.
I absolutely love Wildwood just because I love things to do with like nature anyway, but it's it's the fact that it is like you are literally going vertical up a tree basically as well on some points, or you're actually going upside down.
I haven't got the audio here, but I seem to remember the music's quite decent.
I just love how vertical you go on it, basically.
I do like the fact you've got like this bit inside where it's like a little toad village and it goes back outside down the river. And
it's kind of like a fairy village, actually. That's the only way I can think of, like a woodland fairy sort of style.
there's a lot of ways you can boost off things that you wouldn't think you could boost off on that, but I don't think there's any more.
Too much water in it again for me.
It's not underwater though.
It's not underwater, but it's still quite a bit of water.
Do you know what's fun?
Lily pad.
Do you know what I've just realised? It's quite funny. The way these brackets have been randomised, because it's going up against Twisted Mansion, which I know is another really good one for you. I mean, you love Boo anyway and King Boo.
I do.
But you like this track.
I do.
This is another one where until I watched it back, I didn't realise what way up the actual cars are half the time.
Yeah. Very
especially the underwater bit.
But very similar again, where like you can see here the room twists.
I will say one thing, and I might get slaughtered in the comments here. Someone commented, "There's no Bowser Castle in this bracket." This is as good as a Bowser Castle for me, I think. I know it's technically not a Bowser Castle, but I'd probably rate this over all the Bowser Castle levels that are on the game.
Luigi Mansion.
Yeah, Luigi Mansion vibes as well. Definitely. It's a shame they didn't put Luigi's Mansion on this, because there was a Luigi Mansion track on the DS version. And I thought they could put that on Classic, but...
I would say, what
Hammer's
do the
there.
Jones think?
What do the Joneses think? What does Andy think?
I actually like the Mansion one more than the other one. I don't think either of these were on my list, were they? But yeah, the Mansion again. There's bits where you can jump and get loads of speed up, which is my favorite bit.
Is it the water on Wildwoods that puts you off?
Yeah, I just don't like the water.
Are you one of those drivers that'll be like, "Don't go in the water," and then you end up going in it?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. I'm like that with certain things on the tracks. It's like, don't go near that. And I'm like, oh no, I'm too late.
Yeah, it's bad enough when I'm just trying to stay on the track normally, never mind when there's water.
I don't know who to ask next. What do you want to vote for?
Ask Laura.
Oh, okay. What does Laura want to vote for?
See if I can make it.
Twisted Mansion for me. I like the way the track tips off.
Wildwoods.
Which one do you like, Daz? Wildwoods?
Yeah.
Why do you like Wildwoods?
It's good.
It's good. Okay.
Do you want to pick one? This is going to be hard for you.
It's a tough one because I do like both. But I am going to go Twisted Mansion.
You know, Twisted Mansion.
Yeah, but I do love both of them. That's the thing. They're very close to each other.
They were both on your.
But
Five.
but they're very. But the Twisted Mansion has got a lot more variety in terms of like
Oh,
steering as well.
Gareth and Rachel disagree. I don't have to vote now, but I would have gone with Wild Woods.
No way!
Yeah. So,
I
but
thought you didn't like
Twisted
that.
Mansion has won it before I get to that. Wild Woods is probably one of my favourite tracks. It's probably my second favourite after Merry Mountain.
Mm.
I love Wild Woods. Let's just
I
take one.
do.
We're not going to see it again tonight, so let's take one. It's brilliant, that track. I love that. So Wild Woods is gone now forever. Now, the next one's going to be interesting because I think it's going to be a complete. Everyone's going to vote for the one apart from me, but we've got. I might get the bracket up again for everyone at home. We've got Shroom Ridge versus Sunset Airport. But I think I'm going to kind of put over Shroom Ridge a bit here. I think it's brilliant. It's a short track, but you can boost around the entire track.
That's why I hate it.
Is this the one where you had?
This is the one where I went like I almost lapped someone because I was just. You can just turbo the entire time, even on the streets.
Again, like being polite, that was me in early laps.
It's simple. This is one of the ones where it's so simple, but it works.
Is this the one where you have the cars? And
Yeah, you can jump up the surfboards. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't. If
very tricky to
I'm
do.
I'm not trying to goad anyone into voting for this if they don't want to, but I get the impression no one else is going to vote for this. I think everyone's going to look at this and go, it's boring, but this is such a fun track.
I don't like the cars because I just slam into the back of them every single time I start moving again.
I don't like the graphics. I think it's just dull.
Well, I think it was on the DS originally, so they kind of had to.
Yeah.
Oh, Nox is here. If everyone wants to check out Nox's content at some point, he went to the Philippines recently. It was very fun. And, we've got a bracket here, Nox. We've already decided some of them tonight already, but currently we're in the second to last. I think it's first round, not quarterfinal. Got Shroom Ridge and Sunset Airport. I'm going to show you Sunset Airport, which I think everyone's probably going to vote for. This is very similar to
Crazy Taxi Simpsons vibe. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, especially from the graphics on that one. But this is similar to Coconut Mall and a little bit Toad Harbor as well.
Yeah, that's why it's on my list.
It's one of the ones that's similar. This one's not too. This is another one where this is definitely because this was one of the original tracks for this game, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think
It makes me think of this game. Like if you said name some tracks that aren't classic tracks that are just from this game, this would definitely come up. But I'm not going to try and oversell this. This is no Shroom Ridge. Shroom Ridge. Once you get the boosting down, Shroom Ridge is insane. It's absolute, but it's easy to boost on Shroom Ridge as well. It's not the fact you can do it all the way around the track. It's like if you're getting used to using the turbo turns, Shroom Ridge has just got, and I'm being a bit one-sided, but Shroom Ridge is just brilliant. Sorry, I wasn't on camera.
Nice, all right. I'm disappearing.
I'm voting Shroom Ridge. I don't know what people at home think, but
I am voting Sunshine Airport.
Yeah, I think everyone is going to vote that, but I don't. Do you want to vote next, Stacey?
Sunshine Airport.
Yeah, I thought so. Let's just show Shroom Ridge again because we're not going to see it again tonight.
You can ask anyone else.
Yeah, Laura, do you want to put the nail in the coffin?
Yeah, it's the airport for me. I hate that track, but I don't hate it as much as.
No, I would have picked Shroom Ridge.
It almost got through then. Shroom Ridge is, but no, Sunshine Airport is a good pick. But Shroom Ridge is just, boosting. So Sunshine Airport goes through. There's one more first round, and it's kind of interesting because it's two tracks that are quite similar. They're to do with light. So we've got New York Minute, which I think is the only one from the tour series that made it onto the bracket, which was the mobile game, I believe, and all the tracks are based on real cities. And what I like about this, which is similar to the other city ones, is the laps change routes around the town or the city that you're in. as it goes through, and then it has all the landmarks of that city. Normally, like the Singapore one has that massive building with the boat on top of it. Which, unless you know about what building I'm talking about, you probably wonder what I'm talking about. But they get all the right things in. Weird thing, it's not made the bracket, but there's a Madrid one, and I think the music is really good in that one. That
Yeah,
comes to mind.
my favourite city one is the Paris one, but yeah, the Madrid one's quite good as well.
So Paris one along with like the big fountain.
I quite like the. Is it Rotterdam, the Netherlands one, and you go over that thing, and you go over like a tram or a train, and the other side's just a field of tulips. I know we're talking about tracks that aren't in it now, but that's probably one of my favourite.
Don't remember that one.
And we've got Rainbow Road, which you picked. I was always going to put one Rainbow Road in. I'm not saying I'm not going to vote for this because we're going to chat about it now, but my hot take on Mario Kart is I don't think any of the Rainbow Roads are any good considering people go on about them.
I hate Rainbow Road so much.
I just don't think they're very exciting. It's just like any of them, like even from like the N64 and the GameCube, I just think
there's no sides.
It's really weird because considering I don't like the escalators with the coconut mall.
Yeah, and the same thing there.
It's one there straight away, but that one, I don't know. You seem to like get through it easier, I think.
There's a bit on there you can cheat as well.
Of you actually, yeah. But then there's certain times where I've gone off the edge, fallen down, and then I'm still on the track. I just seem to have like missed the bend. I've just fallen through onto the next part of the track.
Gareth says Rainbow Road all the way. Rainbow Road all the way for Gareth.
But it is very like, oh my gosh, you know, like you're wide awake after playing that because you're like, what's going on? Because there's so many bright colours. But
me and my friends when I was younger used to always joke about. We always used to play on GameCube. You could play. There are only 16 tracks on the game, but you could play all 16 tracks in one tournament. And we always used to joke when it got to Rainbow Road because Rainbow Road was always last. Even the tracks were randomized, but they always had Rainbow Road last. And we always used to joke. I should get this on a shirt. We always just go Rainbow Roads where championships are won and lost.
I'd just like to point out though that the two tracks that were actually competing against each other, they're both like quite brightly colored.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They're similar with the lights and stuff.
Yeah, like I didn't notice that before until actually sitting.
I don't know
at it now, but
I don't know if before we vote any of the Joneses want to talk about either track, but I don't know if are any of you fans of Rainbow Road in general, like any of them?
No, they make me feel sick.
I've literally, ever since the SNES version, since we've been playing Mario Kart, I've despised the Rainbow Road tracks. Don't know why. Can't tell you why. I just don't like them. Don't know why.
I don't find them difficult. It's just I feel like they've just gone, let's make it look a bit crazy. The road is colourful. We don't have to give it any more character. It seems like there's no character to any of the Rainbow Roads. As weird as that sounds.
I think this is why I like the one that I chose because it's in space.
They're all in space, aren't they?
Like, I don't know. It just seems more out of space than the other one that I'd seen. There was more different things. When with the other ones, it was like, yeah, there's a brightly coloured track and you're going vertically in the air and that's about it. But with this one, there seemed a lot more, I think.
Darcy chose Rainbow Road as well, so we'll be back in a second. But yeah, she chose Rainbow Road as well.
Have you chosen Rainbow Road then?
Yeah, I've always chosen Rainbow Road.
Right. Andy, what do you pick?
I am the annoying one.
New York Minute.
What does Laura pick?
New York Minute. Absolutely hate Rainbow Road.
I'm kind of stuck now because one of them's iconic.
It's fine, whatever. You're choosing now.
I'm going to go with the New York Minute. I just don't like any of the Rainbow Roads. I'm sorry for anyone who is offended by that.
That's fine.
But now we've got some quarterfinals to get rid of. So we've got Moomy Meadows, which we've talked about. I don't know if anyone wants... Is there anyone who wants to add stuff to try and convince the rest of us what to vote for? So anyone who wants to big up Moomy Meadows?
Yeah, I'll big up Moomy Meadows. I like Moomy Meadows. It's a solid track.
For me, who's not that great at Mario Kart, the one thing I do like about this one is you can see where the road is. You know where you're going.
Do you want to add anything to that before I show the next track that's going up
No,
against?
the Moo Moo Meadows, the faces
This
on
one-
the cows, the faces on the cows remind me of the pigs. There we go.
This
I've said it.
this one is going to be quite interesting because I think the Joneses, all three of them like this track, but all three of them like the track that it's going up against. Sweet Sweet Canyon. Cow tipping. I don't know if that's a thing. Is that a thing in Wales? I don't know.
That Darcy is trying to sway our vote by whispering Moo Meadows in the corner. That's cheating, though.
I'll tell you what. I'll go first on this one. I'm going to actually go for Moo Moo Meadows.
Moo Moo Meadow!
Is that Darcy's vote as well?
Yeah!
And my vote.
Oh, that's it then.
Fine.
It's unanimous. No one likes Sweet Canyon
Everybody
anymore.
got Moo Moo Meadows.
Moo Moo Meadow!
We're getting down to the favourites now. I think that's secretly everyone's favourite. So now, the next quarterfinal, we've got Swamp Ruins, which is a decent one.
Ooh, Swamp Ruins.
A lot of people wanted Sweet Canyon on that.
Yeah.
You know, Swamp Ruins,
Or-
but it's going up against Merry Mountain.
Oh, Merry Mountain. That's my vote.
Does anyone want to talk about it, or are we just jumping in?
Merry Mountain!
Yeah, I'm going to vote Merry Mountain. Merry Mountain's going through. There's no question. I don't know if Andy or Laura would have voted for it, but
Yeah, Merry Mountain. That's all those two. I just can't do Swamp Ruins.
Swamp Ruins by far for me.
I just get flat.
Well, more people have said this one than yours, so you're a loser, Daddy.
Cheers, Does.
yeah, Merry Mountain. Everyone needs to play Merry Mountain just on repeat.
Yeah.
If I was playing with a group of people, then probably Merry Mountain. If not, Swamp Ruins.
We'll take one last look at Swamp Ruins. I
Merry
like the
Mountain.
graphics on those. Another one that didn't make the cut, but is very similar to this is it Wario Mine or Waluigi Mine with the mine carts? That reminds me of that graphics.
Oh, yeah. The moon.
Yeah, it's got those really weird steep hills on it.
The one where it's like that, and then you go down.
So, the next-
Was the barrels you hit underground?
No,
The next quarterfinal, Squeaky Clean Sprint, but this is going to be a difficult one again, I think, because it's up against Twisted Mansion.
Yeah, squeaky.
Oh,
Squeaky.
okay.
I'm voting squeaky.
Does anyone want to talk about either track before the rest of us vote?
Squeaky.
Why do you want Squeaky?
Because it's more fun than the other one.
I've actually just realised what the Squeaky Clean one reminds me of. It reminds me of a level on Pikmin. There's like a level on Pikmin when you're in like
Yeah.
a play room or something like that.
Is that on Pikmin 4?
No.
Two, is that?
Two, yeah. There's a similar one on Pikmin 4.
Did you finish Pikmin 4?
Twisted Mansion. So is anyone else? Did you want to vote, Stacey?
I'll go Squeaky Clean.
So Squeaky Clean's got 2 votes. Does Laura want to vote?
Twisted Mansion for me.
No! She said squeaky, totally.
Does Andy want to vote?
Twisted Mansion for me.
No! Mike, help.
We've got there's different ones here. Some people Mansion. One person put Squeaky.
I'm going to say this because it's the one I'd vote for anyway. But from what I recollect, it also knocked out Coconut Mall, and that's Squeaky Clean Sprint. Squeaky Clean Sprint is going through.
Squeaky Sprint. Aye.
And the last quarterfinal is Sunshine Airport. I think that's the first one tonight I voted for when me and Park Pulse agree, so he's going to be
Really?
happy.
Sunshine Airport.
Sunshine Airport or New York Minute.
Oh,
That's actually quite a difficult one.
Sunshine Airport for me. I'm locking that in.
You're looking Sunshine Airport in?
Yeah, because
It's interesting to see these whittled down, you know.
I just find it. I don't know.
I think for me, again, it's a mid one. It's very decent and solid. And the game it's on, it makes, when I think of that Mario Kart, this is one of the 3 or so tracks I first think of. But nothing stands out to me as going, this is above and beyond. But I don't know. Should I vote next, or should I let the Joneses vote?
I'm voting Sunshine Airport.
I'm
Do you
voting
vote-
New York Minute.
New York Minute. What does Laura want to vote for?
New York Minute.
Do you reckon she did that on purpose? I'm trying to think now. I have to. They're kind of both the same to me, I think. I'd have to. I'm going to go with Sunshine Airport. I think it's more iconic. You know, I didn't think I would, and then I thought New York Minute's good, but it's only so good. But now we're into the semi-finals. Oh, I don't know if you were watching earlier, Fairground DeLorean. Well, I had a hot take where I said I've never liked any of the Rainbow Roads. Me and Park Pulse have agreed again. Right, the semi-finals. Are you ready for this? These are going to be difficult. I want people, if they're watching live, to comment before we even vote for these. But we've got Moo Moo Meadows, which 3 of us picked to put in this tournament tonight, and the 3 people who picked it were the Joneses, and it was 5th place on all of them. I think you picked it as well, did you?
Which one? Sorry.
Moo Moo Meadows, you picked
Yes,
it.
yes.
But I know on the Joneses it was 5th place for all of them. But it seems to be a favourite tonight. Like, solid track, but that's going up against Merry Mountain. That's difficult. That's difficult now.
The alliteration in this, Moo Moo Meadows and Merry Mountain.
Well, because they're on a Mario game. It's BM.
I'd say Moo Moo Meadows.
Yes.
You're going to vote Moo Moo Meadows?
Mm-hmm.
Have you voted Moo Moo Meadows as well, Darcy?
Yeah.
I'm going to vote Merry Mountain. It's my favourite track on the game. I could go on about it for ages. It's just brilliant. Apart from the verticality, it is essentially the Canadian Grand Prix.
But Paul's is really the emojis coming in just now.
Yeah,
as
but he
well.
works with animals. He's going to be biased. So, out of Andy and Laura, who wants to go first?
You go first.
You go first.
No, I know which one I'm going for.
I do as well. Go on.
I'm going for Merry Mountain because it just reminds me of Christmas, sitting there, with Bailey in my hand, eating Quality Street.
Daddy.
What's she going to say?
What?
Oh my
He
god!
dashed my hopes. He said Moo Moo Mountain.
Yeah, Moo Moo Meadows. It just reminds me of my cow tipping days.
You what one?
Are you allowed to admit to that, or?
I didn't cow tip, so.
So the next semi-final, there's 3 left now. This is going to be quite. I don't know if this is going to be close. We've got Squeaky Clean Sprint. Oh, I'm a bit fed up by that now. Merry Mountain. I thought for a minute Merry Mountain was going through.
Squeaky Clean Sprint now, everybody. Or what's the other one?
The other one is Sunshine Airport, which has beaten out Shroom Ridge and New York Minute tonight. Where
Squeaky.
Squeaky Clean has beaten out Coconut Mall and Twisted Mansion. Just for a brief history of what's happened tonight. So Darcy wants to go for Squeaky, is that right?
Yes.
Oh, everyone seems to say Airport. We'll see what people vote for. If I had to put this one over, well, actually, they're both quite fun to play multiplayer. This has got air bits in it. That's got water, although I don't think the water bits are that bad in that level. They're both quite short tracks, I'd say. They've both got quite a lot of places to boost. I would have to say I'm going to go Squeaky as well. Do you want to vote next, Stacey?
Squeaky.
Squeaky's gone through then. I don't know what Andy and Laura would have voted for.
Yeah, I was going for Squeaky.
Sunshine Airport for me.
So now, I'll show you the bracket for everyone at home, but we've got to the final.
Is it going to be Squeaky or Moo Moo Meadows?
We've got to the final. Out of all that, that's what we had. And it comes down to Moo Moo Meadows and Squeaky Clean. Do we want to take some time and talk about?
Darcy's trying to influence the vote again. You don't need to.
See, Moo Meadows is quite dull. I'm just going to go for the jugular there. This start bit's all right, and then it kind of turns, and then it has to turn again. It seems like that first turn should go into the field. This field bit's all right, but the S-bends are a bit too sharp to do too much turboing on. And then it's full of transitional straights. Like, you got this bit where you come out of that field. Nothing's going on here. He crashed it as well.
But you haven't even mentioned the cows. It's all
I'm
about
not a
the
fan
cows.
of the cows, though. Or the moles.
I said the moles, like they can actually help you or hinder you. That's the thing as well.
If we're actually talking about the track quality and not the fact we're laughing about cows, I think
Squeaky.
I mean, if you look at Squeaky, that's a good track. It's a new track. It's not. They're not just revamped an old one. That was a new track they made for the booster pack.
Park Pulse is
Park Pulse won on when I voted for the airport in the first round, and I voted for it in the quarterfinals, or one of those rounds I voted for. To be fair, my favourite on the whole game didn't even make it to the final. So, I mean, I'm trying to. Other people can jump in on the conversation, but I'm gonna just because it's the final. I'm just gonna be honest. This track offers a lot more than Moo Meadows, and I think Moo Meadows is getting the sort of comedy vote because it's got cows in it. But if you had to play a track on the game 100 times in a row, I would play this over Moo Meadows. If you went, right, you've got a console here, you've got to play the same track 100 times in a row, Moo Meadows or Squeaky Clean Sprint, it'd be Squeaky Clean Sprint. There's so much more you can do it. Like this bit with the shortcut. You don't have to take it, but you can. And you already knew about it, but today I learned there's a second shortcut after that bit, which goes up there. There is a car shaped like that caterpillar. So next time I play it, I'm going to play as the caterpillar on the caterpillar.
Yeah, what do you guys think?
Fairground DeLorean wants Moo Moo. I think I know what's going to win, but I think Squeaky Clean Sprint. I'm going to vote for. That's going to be my vote, isn't it? But I just think compared to Moo Meadows, I understand Moo Meadows is a classic for some people, but
Park Pulse. So he's put. So the ultimate track is Squeaky with cows added.
yeah, that's what we were saying earlier, DeLorean.
It'd
It's
be
like
great
Micro
if you-
Machines,
It
yeah.
would be great if you could merge the two, but hey-ho.
I'm going to be honest. I didn't think this was going to be. These two were going to make the final. I thought everyone was going to vote for like Rainbow Road and.
Just ask our guests.
Yeah, well, I voted for Squeaky Clean Sprint for what it's worth, but
Moo Moo for me.
I'm with Squeaky.
I think I know what Andy's going to go for.
Stacey, choose first.
No,
you
let Andy
choose.
go.
You choose.
Moo Moo for me.
No!
I'll be honest.
It's all up to Stacey now. Then, which one of those two tracks do you like better? And are you willing to say is the best track on the game?
Please.
A track from the Wii version, or a track they made specifically for this game? That's paid for content. It's behind a paywall.
I think for me, it's the sentimental value.
Oh, here we go.
The memories that come out with it, which is just as equally both on them. Because I remember the carnage with the cows and the moles. And obviously I remember obviously first finding out about the other parts of the track as well with Squeaky. You said, here we go. You love it. I think both of them, I equally find it funny and infuriating at the same time because there are certain parts of each track that even I struggle with, which I'm sure other people do as well. Where if you don't quite hit a certain point to do a jump and things, it is a bit annoying. Or if you just randomly run into a cow or a bit of the scenery by accident, then yeah. Or just fall off the edge.
Can I just say before you put your vote in, that's probably one of the best comments we had tonight. So
Well,
thank you, Part Pulse. I might do that in the future. I might go comment of the night on the live chat.
That's definitely a t-shirt as well.
T-shirt.
Cow
Yeah.
hater.
So what
I
are you
should
going
have
to
worn
vote
my
for?
Beefeater t-shirt. Actually, that would be quite funny. You know, the one that she wears in.
You're getting quite nervous about this, aren't you? You're shaking your foot.
I am. I'm really nervous. Actually, I am shaking my foot.
Just vote for it. You know, you're gonna let two people down and make two people happy.
I'll be honest. I haven't played. I just completely forgot the name. But I haven't played the squeaky one anywhere near as much as I need to be able to
we'll
say.
play it next time. We'll play it next time we're online.
So yeah, ask me again in a couple of weeks after I had a chance to play it.
If anyone's watching tonight, chances are you got me on Instagram. If you want to play with us on Mario Kart Online, just let me know.
I think once you play it, you probably get used to like driving in water. That's all I'm going to say because it kind of helped me a little bit. But yeah, I'm going to go with Squeaky.
Hey, Squeaky clean one.
Yes! Yes!
Yeah.
I don't know. There's silence there.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to play that after more. Have to have a play of that one.
I don't know if I expected that one to win the whole thing, but yeah. I mean, I voted for it in the final, but that's not a bad track to win the whole thing.
Yeah, it's a Bulbasaur hat, Gareth.
It's Bulbasaur hat.
I'm weak. Now Mike just kept talking over me.
I don't know. People like Moo Moo Meadows, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
Moo Moo Meadows is a classic for me. It's kind of mainly because it's fairly easy. So as a beginner track, it's quite good to start with.
It's probably the only one I have to do.
And because I'm still at the beginner level, that's why I like it.
Mm.
I don't know what I think about the Mercedes stuff, Fairground DeLorean. I think it's just kind of it was kind of just an add-on, wasn't it? Just like
I quite like the Mercedes stuff because the wheels for the Mercedes are quite good.
What I tend to go for on the stats is I'll go for a car with a lot of acceleration and at least 3 segments of speed, because there is no track on the game that has a long enough straight where high speed and low acceleration is going to work. So you just always want high acceleration, so you're just getting going. Then you just use the turbo turns to put your speed up. That's what I always do. That's the trick. That's why everyone uses Toad normally in small characters.
I like getting the bikes.
No one. It didn't make the cut. Park Pulse. Didn't make the cut. I don't think it's as iconic though when it comes to Mario Kart. But I don't mind that one. I don't know if Andy feels different.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel a bit annoyed that Wildwoods didn't get further and Shroom Ridge, and I don't know out of those 16 if there's anyone at home who goes one of the others should have won, but I think I knew Shroom Ridge was never going to go past the first round. I would have liked Merry Mountain to win because that's my favourite track on the game, but it got far enough. It lost to Moo Moo Meadows, which isn't bad. Moo Moo Meadows isn't a bad track. It's just I don't think it's the best track of the game. I
think once I master the drifting, the boosting, I think the Shroom one will be one of my favourite tracks probably. I can see how that could be a good track if you could use drifting properly.
Coconut Mall should have won. Coconut Mall is a good one, but it was just up against. Well, to be fair, it lost to the track that won the whole thing, so it's not too bad, really.
I do like it.
Fairground DeLorean is saying, "What is your favourite version?" I think the GameCube version is the best one, although the DS version is the same turbo turn system as the GameCube one, so it wasn't too bad. I'm surprised they haven't put the first track from the DS version on Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, that figure of 8 track. It just seems like that would work on Mario Kart 8.
I always think whenever a new version of Mario Kart comes out, that is the best one. I've never thought, oh yeah, the previous like SES version or whatever is the better one.
I didn't think
whenever a new one comes out, that's always been my favourite Mario Kart.
See, I didn't think the Wii version was better than GameCube. I didn't think the 3DS was better than the DS one. But I didn't like 8 when it was on the Wii U, but when it came out on the Switch, it seemed like it was better.
Part Pulse, out of all the tracks, that is one that I actually despise.
I love Baby Park. It's so crazy.
I hate it. And that sounds like that.
But we all picked our top five, and then I asked a few other people to pick their top five, and I kind of got a mix. So it wasn't just ones that we'd picked.
I don't know if it's anyone else, but I absolutely hated that one.
I can't picture what that one is. Baby Park.
No, that's the oval, which is literally just an oval, and you do like 5 laps.
Yeah. That one could be all right when you're racing against people, because again, the race can be quite close together.
I don't think they need a Mario Kart 9. They could just add tracks to 8.
What is everyone's favourite character?
What, on Mario Kart or in general? On Mario Kart, I just switch around for stats, but my favourite Mario character of all time is Waluigi. You can't beat Waluigi. He's just so cheeky.
It's got to be Mario. Mario Kart is my favourite character. You like Cooper Troop, don't you?
Yeah.
Oh, he said the joke. Americans can only
We're
handle
going
ovals.
through everyone who would pick which character.
Waluigi. Yeah,
Which
Waluigi.
one would you pick, Laura, usually?
I don't know really.
You always pick the
The skeleton one.
skeleton.
Turtle.
What's his name?
I don't know.
I can't remember his
The
name.
one that was in the Mario movie, like the
What, Dry Bones?
Oh, Dry Bones.
That's it.
I always go for, in terms of Mario Kart, either Toad or Toadette. And it's always a motorbike. It has to be a motorbike for
The
me.
motorbikes are easier to do the turbos on.
Yeah.
That's why I picked them. But no, I'm quite happy with how that went. That didn't go too bad. My favourite one didn't win, which I think was better. Because then it doesn't look rigged. Is there anything else you want to say about the bracket today? Any of you three? Or which one you'd rather have won the whole thing?
Did you like the one that won, or is there any of the others that you thought should have come higher?
I wanted my people.
Well, yes, obviously you wanted yours to win, but that's a good answer, actually.
Which one? Which one was that?
One out of yours.
What?
Which one out of yours was your favourite out of the 5? You can't remember what your 5 were, can you?
It was the dolphin.
There you go.
Oh, the Dolphin Shoals,
The
or whatever it
dolphin
was.
one.
New York minute. The pinball.
Yeah.
Yeah, the pinball. Well, that wasn't even in the. That didn't make
No,
it.
the dolphin shoal. Dolphin
Shoals was on there, wasn't it?
Dolphin Shoals. Sorry, I can't pronounce it. Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. I think it was the 3DS version. It's just a weird fact that just came to me then. The Waluigi pinball track. And I'm sure in the 3DS version, they got a lot of flack because the Waluigi pinball was on the classic tracks, but Waluigi wasn't even a playable character on the game. That's just one of those random facts I remember. And just the fact you mentioned it then. Oh, Merry Mountain should have won, yeah. You want to tell people about content that's coming up on your channel?
Oh,
5 weeks worth of stuff.
I think we've got
there's
6.
more.
We've got 6
Wow.
weeks of.
Put it on a t-shirt.
Right, yeah.
Cadbury's.
What videos are we editing at the moment? There's a merch tour video of Towers that we put out last night.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's recent, that one.
The hotel tour / landings.
Yeah.
And the next will be Cadbury's, I think.
Yeah, we're off to Cadbury's
So-
World on Sunday.
Is it what's the order of the videos that we'll have coming up?
I can't remember.
Cadbury's Something.
Basically, every single theme park in Britain, more or less, we're visiting over the next 6 weeks at some point.
Are you going to film? I'm guessing you're allowed to film on the dark ride at Cadbury.
No,
No,
I
you're
don't
not.
think you are.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're filming it before they revamped it.
One thing we have got coming up, which we told Darcy about the other night, is a very special event that for a favourite roller coaster. So
Do you want to mention it or do you want to keep it secret?
yeah, so Chessington are doing VIP vampire tours, kind of after hours, which is Darcy's favourite roller coaster. Where I think you get to kind of walk around the lift hills and go through the station with the lights on. So yeah, it sounds quite kind of cool.
I want to touch.
Do you think it's Alton Towers that have made them do that? Like they've seen Alton Towers do the lift hill walks and they think we've got to do something.
I think Cheston have been doing them before.
Well,
I've done before, though.
had the
After hours thing.
Tiger Rock Lift Hill Climb advertised like the beginning of last year, I think.
But they had that hours walk.
The out of hours walkarounds and out of hours
history
on the truck tours.
Yeah.
So yeah, they have been doing them a bit longer than Alton Towers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the vampire one does sound decent.
Yeah, really looking forward to that because kind of Vampire is a staple ride at Cheston. It's one of the first roller coasters Darcy ever went on. It's kind of a zero coaster. So yeah.
You can't say zero. You got to say one. There's all this stuff about you can't have your cake and eat it. It's got to be your number one coaster. You can't say it's my zero and then.
What's your number one coaster, Darcy?
Vampire.
There you go.
So check out the links in the description. We've got our books in the description. And we've got a few things coming up. I think unless people really want us to come on and just jibber jabber, I think we're going to take next week off because we're going away to a park that week as well that we've not been to for 9 years, I think.
Yeah.
Which we'll keep secret for now.
Mm-hmm.
So Hell Froze over and we're going back there. We're going to take, buy the book. Thanks. Unless people want us to come on, we can just talk about anything. But we're going to take next week off. And the next 3 weeks after that, we're going to be talking about the trips from the weekends prior because we've got a few trips lined up.
Mm-hmm.
But
quite a lot of exciting things going on.
Yeah, check out the Joneses and buy a book in the description. There's an American and a UK link. And I don't think there's anything else.
There's still got the which I know I will share DeLorean as well. The prompt for this month is pattern for the photography challenge, and obviously if you tag me in it, Stacey_L2E, and then I will post it in my stories.
I've got a very special thing that I'm going to do straight after this this vlog, which Darcy is going to retrieve for me now. It's a book.
That sounds really good.
I do love your book, but I've got a new book.
Oh yeah.
What do you think he'll say when we meet him on the thing at Towers? If I just go, can you sign this book, and I just take him my book?
Well, I don't think they're doing sign-ins because you get a signed photo. I think that's to prevent people standing there for ages getting stuff signed. I presume that's what it is anyway. Annoyingly as well, when we went to Nemesis closing day, there were some group photos. We were kind of in the main group of people going into this area to have a photo taken. As we got there, they closed the barrier in front of us and wouldn't let us go in. So we were a bit disappointed because we were literally about to go in. We were the next people to go in, and they didn't let us in. And then the same second, Theme Park Worldwide turns up at the right of us, and they let him straight in. And then in the book, because basically they promised to put the closing pictures in John Mulder's new book. If I can find it somewhere.
Are we allowed to post it, or are we going to get taken down?
I think it'd be fine.
It's just a black and white photo.
Is it? No, is that the one? Yeah. So there's a photo there, which is the first photo, not the second one, which we're in, which is annoying. So I blame Theme Park Worldwide for me not being in John Mulder.
Oh, he's gonna be knocking on my door now.
That's annoying.
The only problem I've got with that book, I mean, I'm not going to buy it, but you might buy it. I understand the first having the cover it had, but it feels like the second one, they decided to spend even less money on designing the cover. It looks very.
The picture was taken by I can't remember who.
No, it's just the way it's all been mocked together and the font they've used. It looks very made on Microsoft Paint.
Yeah, it's not had much design work on it. It looks like I designed it in Word.
Is it actually John Wardley's book, or is it someone else has written it and just said?
No, it's genuinely his book he's written.
Oh, okay.
It's got a list of honourable mentions at the back of it as well, like YouTubers. Girls and
Digital Dan, Theme Park Worldwide.
We're not on there.
I know one of those people are.
I don't know why we're not listed, but yeah, I shall be reading that tonight. I really enjoyed the first book he did, to be fair, because it doesn't really cover him building roller coasters. It covers the rest of his career when he's in the theatre and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite interesting.
Front cover picture was Matt Kirkham.
Thrill.
He was on front of us. Propex. Actually did the picture.
Shall we I feel like we're having the conversation we normally have off air.
I guess
On air.
guys, thank you everyone for watching and commenting as well. And obviously, if you do want us on next week, just give us a shout and stuff.
But we're not planning on. We're probably going to take a break next week, unless people really get the pitchforks out. Which I think Park Pulse has a pitchfork, so we can do that.
But yeah, if you want to just give us this video a like, and obviously just get as many people
and check out Coasting with the Joneses
to know about us. We are a friendly bunch.
Oh, what I will say actually, and this is just not relevant. I'm not necessarily saying on our channel, but what I noticed recently was if you see like a small content creator and you like their stuff, just comment on it and tell them you like it, so they keep making it. Because sometimes they don't know unless you tell them.
I think it just makes you feel quite.
I know this is just from
yeah.
So I just tried to comment on the small content creators as well when but that's just a random thing.
So yeah, thank you for watching.
And check out the Joneses in the description.
And thank you for joining us.
And we're not liable if you didn't like the winner.
Sorry. So we'll see you
in the review.
Because for now,
we're gone.
Bye.